I reboot Drake and Josh by adding a laugh track to Drake's guilty plea. It's also.
Welcome back to Ramble Gaming, by the way, guys. You
no.
can play the video. I don't fucking care.
This is sus.
Look.
Also, Corey in the house got
Someone
outed too.
re-edited it, so it's all frick.
I guess this is just room for the map.
Alright, viewers, we're roasting, yeah, this is so fun.
Alright, where should I go?
This is a new
go
intro.
This way. I can't go that way because
The fucking
Only
forward.
Josh clips. It's only Josh clips and just the
let's go back
instrumental.
here.
There was a Megan cameo.
Is there?
Oh, Josh
Megan.
Peck again.
Josh Peck and Josh Peck. Josh and Josh.
Oh,
There it is.
and
God,
Nancy
so
Sullivan. Oh, Nancy Sullivan. Oh shit, that was the mom.
Nancy Sullivan.
Jonathan Goldstein's dead in fucking who's also the mom.
Is this even the right way? God damn,
And
this
that's
is-
also safe from a copyright strike because it's not the opening because they took out.
Yeah.
Josh and Knuckles. That's what he added to it. Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Man, my mind was a little blown when I found out that that's like from SMT3
Yeah.
from Nocturne. I didn't even realize.
Is it?
Yeah, the featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Nice. Alright, Dylan, where are we going?
I'm just checking the map because I don't know. And of course, everyone just respawns.
Of course.
Respawns.
Oh yeah, if it needs to reload the room, it respawns everything. But also, there's parts of it, just like regular Metroid, where it just shoots out enemies infinitely.
Yeah.
It's how people grind missiles
Here's the
and
infamous
health.
tunnel because why not? God damn.
Infamous tunnel.
Why did they just kill me?
Oh look, we're out in the open.
Please give me health. Thank you.
Big health.
Oh shit.
That was my health.
Yeah, it was. There's a purple orb.
But you're at 16.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Were you at like 6 or something before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Boop.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Alright,
Okay,
boys,
another
where
one.
should we go? Should we go? Let's go.
Well, blue you
here.
haven't been to, so is there a door in front of you?
I think so, so.
Yeah, or do you have to get up to it, and you have no way to get up to
shit.
it?
You don't have to grapple. Fuck yeah.
You're
Or
right.
grappling,
Fuck.
whatever. There's a little boy trying to get to you. Man. This is definitely like the kind of
Yeah,
game
you gotta
where like
sort of
you
use
play
the,
a bunch of. Sorry.
You gotta use like the up and down to find doors on your level.
I hate how I
Not that up and down. I mean, in the map, the Z
Oh.
axis of your map.
Oh, it's like in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, like in Breath of the Wild,
In the
freaking
dungeons.
dungeon maps.
Man, I still have a lot of trouble reading the Hyrule Castle map in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
That thing's a nightmare.
Yeah, so
Which
basically
isn't
that's
the
like
problem unless you're like me and trying to get all the Korok seeds in Hyrule
Oh
Castle.
my god.
Which was
How
a
long
nightmare.
did that take you to get all the Korok seeds, man?
I mean, my file it's like 300 hours almost.
Holy
so
shit.
almost 300 hours.
Do you just look at the map that has all them on there?
Yeah, honestly. And then I just walk there. Or warp or whatever. I mean, I took my time, you know. Like, I sat back, got a big glass of water,
God damn.
pulled up a election podcast probably because this was 2018.
Yeah.
And just hung out and did that. What's like some things I just never did in Breath of the Wild? Like, I never got the Thunder Helm from Riju. My brother just did though,
Looks like
so
I got
that's
the morph
cool.
ball here.
It's a really useful item. Like, I totally could have used it, but I never did. All the side questing
Bills.
Well, I never upgraded my equipment either. It was pretty stupid. Because it probably could have made the game a lot easier. But whatever. Just never really hung out with the Great Fairies. The Great Fairies.
The Gray Fairies.
Yeah, dude, upgrading. I spent a lot of time upgrading all my gear at the Great Fairy because that's so my thing.
Yeah.
That's so my thing in any game. I just like finally a Zelda game let me make the number go higher, and I was very happy.
Yeah, I just was not like that. I mean, I'm not even like that in like Fallout. Like, I'll just like put on like whatever I think looks cool.
That's why, like Diablo, I'm just like, oh my gosh, 319 damage, 320 damage. Give me that.
Shit, I have to get the red thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be the red thing.
But then, like in like Hyrule Warriors, right? Like I am like that, right? I fucking grind for hours just to get the funny number go up.
Funny number go up. I mean, some games are hard enough that you really have to.
Yeah, like
Look
Hyrule
at
Warriors
this.
was like that until like I reached the peak of like general of like basically like what's like required basically to do anything in that game, which is around level 80 to 90. Now I can keep like leveling up like level like 250 I think is the cap, which I will just over time because I'm like going through like each thing to try to like unlock like every character. I don't have all the characters yet for starters. And like Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, I still have to get all of the 3DS exclusive ones, like 3DS DLC ones. I mean, so
Go get up, get up. Oh shit.
Oh, fuck. Wrong button. Wrong button!
it's good for this guy to come over here from Diablo to hang out with us again.
Big, yeah. You gotta wait for him to do
Yeah.
a big full dash, and you gotta dodge out of the way.
This is some Helmasaur bullshit from Twilight Princess.
Yeah, he does this big head tilty dash.
I like little Helmasaurs.
There
They're
we
cute.
go.
They're
Get
like,
him outta
like Red
here.
Temple and I
Oh
think
yeah.
they're in-
Oh, what is that? Oh, what is that?
It's a soccer
It's so
ball
funny,
for Bio
like-
Strikers!
with this episode, like you two are having like a conversation directed like about the game, and I'm over here just like Twilight Princess Helmasaurs are cool.
Oh yeah, dude, I like the.
It's like that with me and Fire Emblem, to be
Dude,
honest, man.
freaking! I've
Nice.
Twilight Princess being the dog looking for those little Orbeez.
Yeah.
Some of the worst gaming experiences of my life.
Yeah.
dude.
They improved the HD.
The Twilight, I mean, they improved it, but still, having the water one all be in the same lake area, and I'm just like, where are these last two? Oh, they're in Hyrule Castle Town for
Right.
no reason.
No, I hated the Lanairu Wolfling section because you had to do the fucking
Yeah.
like. I hated the like flying part of that game.
I
You
was
had,
like,
fly around on the Helma Rock.
I really wanted.
It sucked.
I just want a version of the game that's only the dungeons, and I don't have to do the rest of that bullshit.
Yeah, the dungeons are.
Because the dungeons are
really
great. The dungeon design is really good in that game.
Okay.
It's just all the other stuff. Because in Wind Waker, people rag on the sailing, but I mean, I'm also way into pirates.
Oh, I adore
So,
the sailing.
so it's like I love sailing from place to place.
Like
it
it was like my go-to, just like wandering Zelda game until Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
came out and completely topped it.
Oh, yeah.
So
And
now
it's
it's
just
my
like-
go-to like nostalgia feel-good Zelda.
Yeah, and the combat in I think fighting really big thick boy enemies in Wind Waker is fun because it's like, you know, the David versus Goliath type
Yeah.
fights in video games where you're tiny.
But then
really
like
rolling
going back
around.
to it though, like Wind Waker enemies are too easy.
They are.
Like you can
They
like
are.
kill like the Dark Knight very easily, and that's supposed to be like the hardest enemy in the game. So
Yeah, dude. But I do like sailing
Oh,
and
I love
collecting
Wind
stuff
Waker,
and
too.
like talking to the NPCs. And like Twilight Princess can be a kind of a lonely game.
yeah, okay.
It's like you and I know that's kind of the point, but it's
Mhm.
like I like all the wacky dudes in Wind Waker.
Even Wind Waker could get lonely though. I mean, the NPCs are in so few areas.
Yeah.
Like it's like Windfall, Outset, and then like the Forest and Dragon Roost, and that's it. Then you get like I guess like beetles hanging out with you.
But even your dungeons, you got like your late game dungeons have like your guy with you, you know?
Right.
That's cool. I just wish in Wind Waker HD they would have put that cut dungeon in the game.
Yeah.
That would have been badass.
Yeah, I would have.
Because there was
Think I've
no
been here.
there's no water dungeon, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just go straight to the tower, which I guess was supposed to be dungeon 4.
It was a water-like dungeon. They were like water elements, but they suck because Wind Waker, for a game focused on water, swimming sucks in that game.
Yeah. And also the
Because they had to limit it, because otherwise...
what's the do you think the Tower of the Gods is the worst dungeon
Yes.
in Wind Waker?
It is, but I also like it still.
I do still like it, but it's the worst.
It is the worst. The best, I think, is probably Earth Temple.
Yeah, I really like Earth Temple. I like Wind Temple probably a little bit more.
That's fair. They're both really good.
And those are probably my two favorites.
I love the aesthetic of Forest Forsaken Forest, or no,
Yeah.
Forbidden Woods.
Okay, so
Entering the Forbidden Woods is cool.
It's cool, but I hated it as a kid. Like now, it's not that hard, but as a kid, that was like the worst.
I like the entering a dungeon in Zelda should always be like this epic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like Breath of the Wild got that right at least. Like,
yeah,
you had to like fight each level to enter, each dungeon to enter them.
that's right. Breath of the Wild 2 dungeons are all just Hyrule Castle variant, like that style. Especially being able to enter Hyrule Castle in like 8 different ways.
Yeah,
that's badass.
and entering Hyrule Castle is always cool because just like the words come up at the bottom. Every time you get close to it, just Hyrule Castle.
You go in the front, you can glide in from somewhere else. You can enter like the sewers and just like go in from underneath, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like they like understand that even if they're unnecessary, just like it's subtitles when you enter an area, it's always cool. Especially if it's like a big subtitles, like Marvel gets that right, I think.
Ben, have you played Outer Wilds?
I've heard it was really good.
No.
Where you're like exploring the solar system as a spaceship.
Yeah, it's like Majora's Mask, but just in the concept.
Yeah, that you're like on a timer,
mm-hmm.
and you like reset, and you like get more sort of. You'd really like Outer. I mean, it's on Switch. Outer Wilds.
I'll check it out.
It's so good. I mean, some
Would it be
people
better
like
if I got it on my PlayStation though?
What now?
Would it be better if I got it on PlayStation, or do you think it can run fine on? I'll do some research to. If the Switch version is like a big enough decrease from like PS4 or whatever,
then yeah, you just get it on your PS4.
PS5, I guess.
Yeah, it's really fucking good. It's a good ass game.
God damn.
And it's a game you don't want to like look things up in. Just like wander and find things out yourself.
Will do.
And obviously read things.
Mm-hmm. So, I know basically nothing about Final Fantasy XIV, so I'm actually pretty interested to get into it. Like, I don't even know what like the gameplay's like. Like honestly, no idea. You don't have to tell me. I'll figure it out. But I'm sure I'll like it because, I mean, everybody I've heard who's played it loved it.
It's great. I would say.
And I'm a pretty easy person to please. Like I like almost every
I would
game
say
I play.
early on, it's a bit slow. Until you get to Heaven's Ward, it really is kind of slow. I mean, there are moments that is good, and they build up like the mechanics of the world and all the characters, and it's a big story.
Yeah.
Because in November, when the 4th expansion pack comes out,
that game is going to be unplayable when that happens. It's going to be so packed.
It's going to be very packed. But they're saying we're ending the first saga, quote unquote, the first saga of Final Fantasy XIV story is ending with the 4th expansion pack, and we're like, oh my god. But that's why like the big build up time is good, and also you've never played. I mean, it doesn't play like other Final Fantasy games. And you haven't played games like this, so I think you'll enjoy the aspect of like learning how to play more than like people that have played, games like that before. It's freaking good, dude. And also, it's a famously very nice community to new players. You'll have a little sprout by your name, and everyone that sees you in town will know that you're brand new.
Yeah.
Which in other games would have people rip you to shreds.
Look at this shit. Look at this.
Oh, for sure.
Look at this shit. There's many levels. Oh fuck.
And it also it plays pretty well on consoles. It play from PC to console. There's some like weirdness going between the two, but
I plug my controller in.
It's pretty good, dude.
Should be fine.
So explain why Final Fantasy XIV is getting so much traction these days.
So a perfect storm, really. Its biggest rival is World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Okay.
And World of Warcraft has had 2 pretty terrible expansions in a row, and the player base is pretty unhappy. Combined with the rise, in Final Fantasy XIV's player base has been steadily increasing for the last 8 years. And that combined with excitement for the upcoming expansion in November, and a couple of content creators checking it out for the first time. And that causes other content creators to come over. And so a bunch of content creators are starting playing Final Fantasy, and then, boom, Activision Blizzard gets a lawsuit from the state of California because they have a bad workplace for women.
Yeah.
Yep.
In basically every way you can imagine. And then people are like, yo, fuck Blizzard and fuck World of Warcraft. We're all going to play Final Fantasy 14.
Right.
Some people just in protest, and some people just because they're like they've seen all this hype for it in the last few months that a lot of people are just starting out, and it's a meme that the free trial for Final Fantasy 14 is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of content, and I'd say if you blitz, I mean it's like
but they're still making insane amounts of money.
They're still making insane amounts of money, and the free trial. If you blitz it, is still like 120 hours of gameplay.
Because most people aren't going to be blitzing it.
And if you take your time and do some of the extra stuff,
which I will.
It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of content totally for free.
Mm-hmm. All right, we need to cut here. So next time on Ramble
next time on Ramble
Gaming.
more of this.
Figure where I go.
Bye, guys.
So I have no idea.
I think